If you're a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility and your machinery isn't working right, Grainger knows you need to understand what's wrong as soon as possible. So when a conveyor motor falters, Grainger offers diagnostic tools like calibration kits and multimeters to help you identify and fix the problem. With Grainger, you can be confident you have everything you need to keep your facility running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is up, Buffalo Fanatics? Z-Bot, Rico. It's Rico and Bot on the post-game show coming off a fifth consecutive Buffalo Bills dub. 30-20, these Bills win at Lucas Oil to improve to 8-2. Talk to me, Rico. How we feeling, baby?
The Buffalo Bills put up another 30 burger up in there, and it wasn't the sexiest win, but it was 8-2. We're 8-2, and we roll into a big game next week. We can talk about those Kansas City Chiefs, but right now, let's talk about these Bills and this Bills defense. Defense was the name of the game today. Ladies and gentlemen, they came alive and they set the tone right off the rip. What more bagging on that defense? Question mark?
That defense today, Rico, won them the ball game. Incredible. These Buffalo Bills down Keon Coleman, down Amari Cooper, lose Dalton Kincaid in this game. We'll talk about that in a bit. Spencer Brown gets banged up. This offense, unfortunately, falling apart, but this team, whether they play dominant, whether they play terrible, they're landing ass backwards, Rico, into 30 points a week right now. This team can't help themselves from scoring 30 points. And what you have to love right now is that they're getting it done in different ways, which is what you're going to have to do inevitably to get to where they want to go. They're finding different ways to win. There'll be elements of a game where one unit steps up, elements of a game where another steps up. This game today was the defensive coming out party. This was the game where the Bills single-handedly won this game defensively and allowed the Bills offense to have a day where you knew they weren't going to be as prolific as usual without their top receivers. They still gave them the best opportunity in the world to win the game, to put up 30 points, a masterclass defensively. And our buddy Joe Flacco got it was belt to butt, as you like to say, Rico. 3 picks. This was a domination, a display of domination by the Bills defense, an absolute masterclass. And the 20 points, of course, I don't know about you. I was a little bit upset that they let those 20, that final TD in, because 30-13 sounds so much better. That's what this game was. The final TD came against the backups for the Bills defense.
Absolutely. And I liked it. I mean, listen, I had the Bills defense on my on my fantasy. We were at 24 points. That touchdown, I was like, how much did it bring me down? Brought me down to 21. But the optics looks, I mean, if you look at the score, it must have been a close game. It wasn't. And it wasn't close from the start. These guys were dejected from the start. Luckily for the Colts, their defense kept them in because we had some of our own miscues on offense. But for the most part, it's not about the miscues. It's about the cues. And we absolutely took care of the cues, the questions that this defense were fielding all week, even from us. Can they stop the run? Will they be able to stop Jonathan Taylor? Who will step up for the defense? A lot of those questions were asked, and a lot of these questions were answered. A lot of Q's and a lot of A's. And it came from Greg Rousseau. It came from Taron Johnson. It came from a collective group of Bills players that heard a lot, had enough, and answered the bell today. So kudos to the Bills defense, stepped up and absolutely got us that win. They got us that win. They got the ball started. You love to see it. And this defense came through. They came through. It wasn't an elite offense they were facing, but nonetheless, they came through. They did what they were supposed to do and gave Josh Allen every opportunity to get back out there and put points on the board, and thus the reason seeing 30 points being put on the board. So kudos to the defense and kudos to this offense. We got ourselves an 8th win. How are you feeling about this one?
Well, it's just crazy because, like I said, the ability to find ways to win. If I told you on Friday night when we were last together that Josh Allen's stat line was going to be a less than 60% completion percentage, 0 passing touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, you would have thought that this game was what? In the 20s and the Bills might have lost. The Bills won this game going away. It was over in the beginning of the fourth quarter. And in reality, this game was a 17-point victory. Like I said, they scored the final touchdown with 2 seconds left on the Bills' backup defense. They literally put up 30 and beat that, almost doubled them up with Josh Allen having 2 picks and 0 passing touchdowns and not having a very great day through the air in terms of efficiency. I mean, Josh Allen missed a wide open Dalton Kincaid for a touchdown. One of the interceptions he had was abysmal. I have no idea what he was looking at, what he was trying to do, and it didn't matter. Usually those are the things that matter a lot in these type of games, and I had felt that the Colts, compared to some of the other opponents the Bills have played, if they were given opportunities like that, I had felt that they were a team that could capitalize on that. But the Bills' defense never allowed it. Josh Allen throws a bad interception. They immediately shut down the Colts. They try to go for it on 4th down. They get a crucial sack in that moment. To kick the game off, they immediately allow the Bills to go up 7 points and dictate the football game from there. It was truly a masterclass defensively. Yes, Jonathan Taylor, he had almost 100 yards in the first half. Look at the stat line he finished with. He finished with a $114. And we always talk about this with this Bills defense. And you know me in particular, in talking about the rush defense, I have found it to be one of the bigger issues collectively amongst this Bills team in terms of what I'm looking at going into the playoffs. But today, it kind of went down exactly how we were hoping it would, Rico. We knew Jonathan Taylor was going to get his touches. We knew he was going to get his yards. What's that going to translate into? And it didn't translate into anything for these Indianapolis Colts in terms of offense, in terms of putting points on the board. And then in the second half, this is the beauty of it. When the Bills are able to make big plays defensively and they're able to score points on it, they now have a turnover forced in every game. Their turnover differential is one of the best in the league, and they score off of these turnovers. They put up 10 points right off the bat off of turnovers. If they're able to do that, then the impact that Jonathan Taylor has on the game, despite putting up 100+ yards, it's mitigated, because you notice in the second half, they just couldn't do it anymore. They could no longer rely on handing the ball off to him. They didn't have the time. They were clawing back. You wanted Joe Flacco to throw in that game because we know he's susceptible to making errors, which he did. So it kind of played right into the Bills' hands. It's funny how they're able to do this, where they are able to kind of control the flow of the game for you offensively. They kind of pick and choose their spots. And in this one, you had Jonathan Taylor establish himself early in the game, but it's this bend but don't break mentality that we continuously seen shown, and that's exactly what we saw again today. So a beautiful performance by this defense, and it's really hard to get on the offense as much as you might want to after this game, because you played roughly a half of football without Kincaid, and you didn't have Cooper and Coleman. I mean, my God, Rico, these Bills just put up 30 points with Mac Hollins leading the way at wide receiver. You can't not be impressed, despite the fact that it wasn't very impressive in itself offensively. The fact that they just did what they did with who they did it with was beyond impressive to me.
It was beyond impressive. And those are that's what you want out of team. And as crazy as it sounds, that's what you want. When you cannot solely rely on a magnificent performance from your quarterback, you want others to step up. You want other departments to step up. Special teams stepped up. Our guy, Tyler Bass, I can say that now. Our guy, Tyler Bass, goes 3 for 3. You never think that he was in some kind of slump. Every kick he was making was right down the pipes. Every extra point, every field goal, right down the pipes. Even Sam Martin got into the action with a beautiful punt that lands inside the 5. Those are your things that you want. So it can't always be Josh. We're always saying Josh has to put on the cape again. Josh has to break the glass again. Sometimes you got to rely on the rest of the team. It's a team game, 1/11th. Everyone's got to do their part, and that's exactly what happened today. Those that needed to step up defensively did. Those that needed to step up on the special teams did, especially when they needed to pick up what the offense were lacking, and that was executing on a high level, especially in the air. Now, a lot of that today, its struggles had to do with 2 very key players missing, and that's Keon Coleman and obviously Amari Cooper. My question to you, Bot, did Josh Allen miss Keon Coleman and Amari Cooper today?
Oh, my God. It was so noticeable how much he missed them. There was not a whole lot down the field at all. They really did not have a good flow in terms of throwing the football collectively throughout the day. And I think you saw Josh Allen, I think you saw his stat line kind of reflect that. You noticed throughout the duration of the football game that there would be moments where you would know this is a spot where it's going to go to Coleman. This is a spot where it's going to go to Cooper. You saw the kind of diminishing role that Khalil Shakir had in this game compared to what he might have if those other 2 were out there. I don't think Josh Allen has 2 picks and goes 22 with 37 if he's got his top guys out there. But how about the guys who step up? I mean, that's the thing here. I mean, Mac Hollins, on what planet is Mac Hollins getting 86 yards in this league right now with anybody else but Josh Allen? I just don't see it happening. You had Dawson Knox make a couple of big plays, including that beautiful throw Allen had to him down the field that set him up into the red zone. Khalil Shakir still doing his thing, right? I mean, the fact that he still had 6 catches, despite them knowing that he was going to be the primary target. And then, I felt like they were trying to get Dalton Kincaid involved before he got hurt. But James Cook, once again, 4 yards a carry. He stepped up. And the other thing, too, you notice, and I figured they were going to do this, and they did. Without Coleman, without Cooper, it felt like, hey, this is a Josh Allen's got to run the ball type game. Mm-hmm. And they don't do that often anymore. But today they did because they had to, right? He had 8 carries, and he had a couple of beautiful back near their own end zone, took it for the first down. He had a touchdown on the ground too. So despite the fact it wasn't a great day, you could look back at this game, the 2 picks, the 22 at 37, and you could be like, man, that was not a great day from Allen. And it wasn't. But when you factor in what he didn't have, and then the moments that they did make it happen when they had to, I think that all has to be taken into consideration. And when you do take that into consideration, including the final drive there, Rico, where they just put the nail in the coffin. They went all the way down the field, ran it down their throat. They were doing a little bit of everything and then got into the end zone. They're doing it when it counts. And when you play complementary football, which this Bills team has had a tough time doing throughout Allen's career, it's always felt like one unit plays well in the game and then the other doesn't, or vice versa. Today, the offense did struggle. But when you are able to complement the turnovers, when you're able to complement the Bills defense getting you the ball with the ability to put the game away, the Bills took advantage of those opportunities. So overall, the offense wasn't very impressive, but when you had the moments where you needed to get it done, the Bills did, including right before the half, Rico, that unbelievable play Allen had go into the sideline with that deep lob to Mac Hollins. They got a field goal before half, and they had, they could have just took it to the locker room. They made the plays happen when they needed to, Rico, and that was ultimately the difference.
And which brings me to this point here, Josh Allen, Josh Allen's weapons, right? So we clearly know, and the question is, did Josh Allen miss Amari Cooper and Keon Coleman? And with a resounding answer, you pretty much said yes. Yes, he did. You saw it. But the bright side is he was still able to have 280 plus yards passing, right? 200 on the dot. He was still able to throw for 7.6 yards a pop. He was still able to move the ball around. I mean, that would have been a walk-in touchdown to him and Kincaid on the sideline when it was just outside of his reach. just outside of his reach. So there were moments for Josh to capitalize, but the real question is, did his weapons step up enough for him? And this is my biggest thing right now, because we don't know if we're going into next week without Keon and without Amari Cooper. That could be a potential,
and Kincaid now too as well.
Now Kincaid was doubtful to return and he never came back. So now you've got 3 bona fide big time players for your quarterback, and now he's got to go out there against one of the best defenses in the game, the best quarterback in the game. I mean, if you want to say, my man Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback right now in the game, but we already know what time it is. Pat Mahomes is that dude. So you're going into next week against a undefeated team with a hot coach, a hot team right now, and you're going to be potentially without Kincaid, without Amari, and without Cooper. Now, I bring this up because now you're sitting with James Cook being one of your weapons, Mac Hollins, Khalil Shakir, Curtis Samuel, we're going to talk about that a little bit, and Dawson Knox, because now Dawson Knox is now going to be reintroduced into this offense as one of your big guys if obviously Kincaid can't go, which is not a bad thing. So the reason I bring up Josh Allen's weapons is, did they step up enough for him? And will it be enough next week? And that's the big question here. And I'm going to start with Curtis Samuel. Curtis Samuel, obviously, we've been questioning Curtis Samuel all season. All season, we've been wondering, where is Curtis Samuel? When is Curtis Samuel going to show up? Why don't they like Curtis Samuel? Is Joe Brady, allergic to him? Joe Brady brought him here. What's going on? Okay, this will be the game that he needs to show up. Oh, he's hurt. Okay, now fast forward, week 10. We're playing the Colts. No Cooper, no Keon. You got Khalil, you got Curtis Samuel. And they got the ball started with Curtis Samuel, and it looked good. It looked good. So you want to see a little bit more from that connection. Today, Curtis Samuel finished with 4 receptions for 35 yards off of 8 targets. Obviously, the targets are getting there because 2 of the big dogs aren't there, but it was encouraging to see that they can get him the ball. And when you do get him a ball in space down the field, good things can happen. So I don't want to look at this as a negative, because some might look at it as a negative, like, you didn't have enough. Hold on. Now that they can see that he can do those things, and I know they do know that, once Keon and Amari come back, now you'll have a nice rotation. Okay, I know what he can do. Let me try to get him involved, and big things will happen. So Curtis Samuel got involved. I would have loved to see a little bit more, but he had 8 targets, which is the most he's had all year. Great to see. Let's look at you mentioned Mac Hollins. What a heads-up play by Mac Hollins today. Heads-up play. Josh Allen breaks out of 2 guys that I didn't think he was going to get out of in the first place. He's a downfield, and Mac Hollins has the wherewithal to catch the ball on the slide, get up, and head out of bounds. That play alone is worthy to be praised and say, you know what, kudos to you, because you gained us 3 points there because your heads of play. Big time play by Mac Hollins, and I love to see it. So Josh Allen's weapons, will we need to see more of them? Absolutely. I need to see more, but it was encouraging to see Curtis Samuel get involved, and the fact that they made an effort to get him involved with 8 targets. So big to see. I love to see it. And we got a lot to see next week. Next week's going to be crucial. So kudos to see the weapons formed around Allen was nice. I'd like to see more, but we got a whole week to put something together. So hopefully you guys can get healthy and we can take that into facing the Chiefs. So I like that part. Anything else stand out for you, what you liked in this game and what stood out that said, you know what, it's not being talked about, it's overlooked? Anything stand out to you?
Well, first of all, those mother effing Chiefs. I mean, you got to be absolutely shitting me. If not next week, they're winning now. This team cannot lose. 35-yard chip shot field goal. You're losing all game to a rookie quarterback, and you block the kick. These guys, I can't for the life of me understand it. So to the point about the weapons, I don't really think it matters. The Chiefs' offense is bad. And next week, I think that the Bills can win the game with the same talent they have out here today, right? It's just a matter of... you can't script this shit anymore. I can't even... that is as sickening of anything I've seen in a while. I mean, you can't make it up. You can't make it. 16 points, Rico. 16 points to the Broncos, right?
That wasn't like it was a 61-yarder.
No, I know. It's an extra point. It's an extra point, and they block it, dude. So next week, obviously, that's a huge week. Bills Chiefs week every year is just the absolute best. So we'll get into that at some point. But today, I thought what they had out there today, they can beat the Chiefs with, because the Chiefs should have been beat today with a lesser team with a rookie quarterback in the Denver Broncos. But you want to know one of the things that stood out to me today that I want to see? I was hoping to see this cleaned up today. It was one of the things I was looking for, and it didn't happen. Dion Dawkins needs to figure it out with the penalties, and this offensive line in general needs to figure it out with the penalties. The constant laundry on the field by this offensive line is getting to be a bit concerning. Dion Dawkins now has 10 false starts this year.
Yes, he does.
And there's been multiple holdings on this offense. It's the pre-snap penalties and the holdings. It's just one thing that I thought stood out to me today again, because Dion Dawkins is not, I don't know what's going on. That's not what we expect of him. And I think that when you're getting in these bigger games, that's one thing that I'm really hoping goes away at some point here, because you don't want to continuously find yourself in disadvantageous territory like they've been putting themselves in before the ball here. And I know McDermott's talked about wanting to clean that up. I just don't know what's going on there where it seems to continuously be happening. But that's one thing that stood out to me. Again, 8 penalties for 54 yards, and I'm hoping that can somehow find a way to alleviate itself from their game here. But outside of that, Rico, I think the one thing that stood out to me the most today was just the defense's ability to make a play when it felt like the Colts could maybe start to get something going. Like they made a play every single time. And whether it was Teron Johnson, right? I mean, that was the beauty of it. It was a variety of different guys. Like you had Taron Johnson with a sack and the pick six. It was incredible. He should have had another pick six, right? You had Taylor Rapp get in on the action, another big man INT. Right? You can't make it up. So they were getting after Flacco, 4 sacks. They also had that strip or that fumble recovery or that fumble force. So to me, out of everything today, Rico, it was the defense's ability to make the plays when necessary, because it felt like there were moments where it's like, oh, the Colts might have a little bit going here. Nope, shut it down. So you can let Jonathan Taylor run the ball, right? You can let Flacco go for nearly 300 yards. If you're going to keep making the plays that they do, and you're going to keep them out of the end zone, which they've been doing, they're set up in a great spot right now. I thought today was a perfect example of this defense's ability to kind of let you play with your food a little bit, but when it comes to actually trying to take a bite of it, they snatch it away from you.
Let me tell you, I will say this, and it's side note, but not really. And we're talking about this offense and what we've been able to do, and Josh Allen. I will say first of all, we gotta address this. Everybody's wondering what's up with the sweater, bro. Talk to people are asking. What's up with it? Talk about it.
Abercrombie sweater. Yep. Now, this is the new style. They got, I don't particularly love it. I don't hate it, but like the Bills sign goes from the chest into the arm. So you kind of lose the S and the B, right, which is a little odd, but I do love the sweater.
You gotta let people know who you at. Where you at, baby?
This is when you're going like this, when the boys are making plays all game, you can clearly read the Bill sign with ease, because I'm doing a lot of this. But yeah, I don't know what the overall idea is there, but they're getting a little funky with it. All
right. Well, listen, I had to they've been asking, so I gotta put it out there.
I know.
So when it comes to what we were able to witness today, and excuse me, and the defense stepping up, I'm looking at your statement on MVP race and so on and so forth, bro. Today's performance alone takes Allen out. I'm thinking he's going to come in and really do well. He's out. As of right now, he is out. Unless he rips it the next 4 games, and obviously Lamar looks like poo-poo the next 4. As of right, he is out. Today's performance, it was, and this is not to bag on Allen. This is more so, now it's just go out there and just play ball. If you were playing in the hopes of being MVP and not trying to throw picks and so on and so forth, and I got to be careful how I say this, because when he was playing for, I don't want to say for MVP hopes, but he was careful with throwing the football away. And he's now thrown an interception the last 3 games. Now, is this something to be concerned about? Not necessarily. But at the same time, you threw 2 picks today, and they're both uncharacteristic. One of them, I don't know who the hell you were throwing to. That thing went into an open void, and it's like you gave it away. You gave it away, right? And now you have one that was great play and it's not a throw that you see Josh normally make, where it's a rollout and fire away. You don't normally see that throw from Josh Allen. And he went ahead and hit that, and you paid for it. A nice pick by my guy Kenny Moore. But I bring this up because I'm like, now I hope the pressure's off for him to like play perfect. And he just plays ball and continue to ball out and play ball. But at the same time, I kind of like the try and play perfect because you're not giving the ball up. Like, you don't give those 2 interceptions up today, Josh. Like, we're handling the Colts. We're absolutely handling them. But you constantly give them back the ball to have opportunity to make this game close. That's the one part I would say that I did not like, didn't appreciate it. But here we are. But I gotta give it to you. Josh Allen for the MVP race is out, but doesn't mean it's a bad thing. It's just now let's focus on just getting wins. Let's focus on getting better. And we got a big matchup next week against the Colts. Win or lose, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. That's the way I was.
Crazy what a couple days does, huh? Because I was getting absolutely cooked in this chat.
You were getting on your ass.
I was getting cooked. Crazy how a couple of days go by and all of a sudden the chef looks like he was the one cooking, not the one that should have been getting cooked. But regardless, yeah, I mean, I don't care about it at all. And I just would love for him to have an MVP. But unfortunately, like we talked about, it's just it is a optics and numbers driven league or a driven award. And it's a political driven award. And what Lamar did the other night, I just knew the moment it was against who it was, the divisional opponent, whatever. But today, the picks, so there's a couple moments today. I thought the missed throw to Kincaid was worse than any of the picks. Like, you have got to have that touchdown. You just got it. Because at that point, the game was only 10-3. So he misses that throw. They then go for it, don't get it. And then the Colts immediately march down the field and score. So that missed throw, Rico, was a 14-point missed throw because you don't score at all. And then the Colts go down the field and score. So that one stuck because it's the deep ball consistently, Rico, where it's just like, man, sometimes it's there, but when it is there, it's not really reliable for this Bills offense. Right now, in terms of the deep ball accuracy or in terms of the deep ball efficiency for this offense, they rank towards the bottom of the league. Yeah. So that, and then the first interception, I'll give credit. Dorothy's always on our ass, man. Dorothy always on our ass. She's always saying that. Get out there and throw it then.
I'm convinced Dorothy Hunter. I'm convinced Dorothy Hunter is not Dorothy Hunter. I'm convinced.
Oh, I don't think she is.
Dorothy is somebody that doesn't F with us. And they're just sitting here. Yeah, you know what I mean? Dorothy.
I told Dorothy 1,000 times that I would throw 75 picks if I was out there. I would throw it a million picks, right? And I would get my ass.
I'll say, Dorothy, get off my D, man. Get off my D, Dorothy. Knock it off. I'm married already.
Listen, I'll tell you what, though, Dorothy. I think I'm hitting Kincaid and stride on that ball. I ain't gonna lie. I think I'm hitting Kincaid on the numbers for 6 on that one. But anyway, but this is the crazy thing about Allen, right? So you lose out on the points there, and then that first interception was awful. That was as bad of an interception as he had since like mid-season last year. But the second interception, hey, I got to tip my cap. Crazy good defense. Read that beautifully. You're going to have those. Like you just said, perfection is nothing we are expecting from Josh Allen, and we don't care about it. Right. Because the beauty of it here is I'm sitting there, and this was what the sequence was, Rico. It was the missed Kincaid touchdown. Then Josh Allen's very next pass was that pick.
Yes, it was.
Then you're thinking to yourself, yes. Right? But then you have that beautiful deep ball to Dawson Knox. To Dawson Knox. And then you had that unbelievable deep ball to Mac Hollins. So it's like, once again with Allen, I think in the beginning of the year, we were going away from the idea that you always have to take the bad with the good with Allen. Today was one of those examples. Yeah, you miss out on that touchdown. You got that stupid pick. But who else is making that dime to Mac Hollins, right? Who else is making that crazy run that he had later in the game to get that first down? So it was one of those type of games today where we've gotten used to Allen with over the years, where it's like, man, what the hell was that? And then all of a sudden it's, man, what the hell was that, right? So, look, Alan, Rico, if today, in terms of like the errors, that's the worst it's been in terms of that department. And it wasn't like it was egregious. It was a couple of moments. And that we're going to take that all day because last year, Rico, that was week after week after week. So I'm willing to, like I said earlier, the grain of salt I take with this game, knowing that they were without Cooper and Coleman, is massive. I have a really tough time. Allen did not play well today. I have a really tough time grilling in on him or looking too much into it with the fact that he was out there with Mac Hollins leading the show.
Listen, why you keep hating on Mac Hollins for, man? Mac Hollins didn't have.
Oh, I'm not hating at all. I'm just saying, like I said, my point with that is if Mac Hollins is out there, Rico, if Mac Hollins is out there today with Bo Nix, and he's Bo Nix's number one, Mac Hollins ain't getting 86 yards. That's my point. My point is when you have to make Mac Hollins into a damn near 100-yard receiver in the game because he's your top guy right now, I think we're all aware that Mac Hollins probably would not be in many teams' starting rotations right now offensively. And look what this guy does. I love Mac Hollins because it's a day like today. That man's the king of opportunity. When he gets his opportunities, whether it's the ball coming to him or whether it's on a block or whether it's just a hustle play, that dude is always given 110%. And I love moments like today because when his name is called to step up big, look what happened. Or look what happens. He does step up. So it's not hating on him. My point is, I think a lot of people in this scenario, when you're trying I don't think it would succeed, yet he somehow found a way to make it work.
And here's the thing. You got to give credit to Josh Allen because in a way, I give him credit because he's dealing with injuries yet again. And he seems to be the one that stays healthy, broke his whole hand, and this brother he stayed in there and got us to 8-2. How did he decide to say, you know what, my hand's all messed up, I'm gonna take 4 weeks off, I'll see y'all in 4 weeks? Bro, it's not the same team. He willed through it. He deserves, all the praise that he's getting and working with what he's been working with everybody else banged up. Now you have two of your biggest guys banged up and now potentially a third going into next week. The odds are highly against Josh Allen and these Bills. So I'm hoping that the football, dudes that handle all that luck for us, they get these guys back and healthy. Maybe it was strategic for both Coleman and Keon not to play. We'll see how that all plays out. I think it's going to be a lot longer for both guys. But what you got to really talk about is kudos to Mac. And I'm not saying you're poo-pooing on Mac, by the way. I know you're not. But kudos to Mac for stepping up. Kudos to Curtis Samuel for stepping up. And you had Jalen Virgil and Tyrell Shavers that both came in today and really didn't contribute a damn thing. So Josh is really playing with Curtis Samuel and Khalil Shakir. Hey, that's pretty much what it is with Dalton Kincaid going down. So although Josh didn't have a sexy game, he still kept us in the game. Like I'm watching this game, right? We get a penalty. I think it was Dion with the false start. No, it was a hold. Somebody held. We got penalties. It was 2nd and 19. And I'm like, oh, buddy, we're in our own zone. I'm like, this is not good, man. We're trying to get a rhythm here. Josh Allen rips a 21-yard run. So he may not beat you through the air. The guy is just so damn good overall that he'll kill you with his legs. He may not be a Lamar Jackson. Certainly is not. But that boy, if he needs to get your ass, he will. And as a Colts fan, you're sitting here going, God, what do you mean you just gave up a 21-yard rip at 2nd and 19? Bro, that's what Josh does. That's what Josh does. He's that special. He's that dude. So he's always going to try to find a way to get it done. He's going to find a way to get it done, and he got it done today. It wasn't pretty, but he had help from his overall team. So you'll love to see it. You'd love to see what took place with Josh Allen and his offense. And you got to push that into next week. Now, looking at what we were able to do today, the one side of the ball that I do want to focus on, because a lot of people are talking about the D-line doesn't get enough pressure. They don't do enough. Folks, I don't know if you want 21 sacks and 61,000 pressures. Is that what you want? It's not going to happen. Folks, we finished today with 4 sacks with 4 different players. We finished today with hitting Joe Flacco 6 times. We're in his grill. And hold on, let me just make the numbers right. Yeah, six times. And we got a pick 6 off this defense. Bro, we need to talk about this defense and how well they played today. They played extremely well, and we're still trying to get our bearings right. We're still trying to, get it together. And Von Miller, although did not have a sack today, that's what we pay this brother to do. He was effective in this game. Ed Oliver, so was he. I would have loved to hear his name a lot more in the backfield to realize how disruptive he is. Was he as disruptive? You can't say, well, Joe Flacco was getting rid of the ball really quickly. He ain't Tua. We didn't get the pressure we would like to get, but nonetheless, still a damn good game from the defense. 4 sacks, 6 QB hits, and a pick 6. The sack by Jefferson was a pure coverage sack. That's us freaking taking away what Joe Flacco wanted to do. Big kudos to the defense and what they were able to do and stifle this team. I mean, that late touchdown, 13 points, man. We stifled this team to 13 points. They got a late BS touchdown against our backups. Have it. So this defense, when push comes to shove and the game plan is put in place, they can really do some work. Next week is when our biggest test is. Where do you put your focus to stop this offense? I don't even know where to begin. I don't even know where to begin. And that's why I'm glad I'm not the coach. And
where to put your focus on stopping the Chiefs?
Where do you put it? Do you put it on D-Hop? Do you put it on Kelsey?
I'm not concerned about it at all. That Chiefs offense can't do a damn thing. Last week was their only real their only real shining moment all year, and it's against the Bucs defense that might be the worst in the entire football league. I mean, everybody scores points on the Bucs. They go off. Go look at Kirk Cousins' numbers against Tampa Bay this year, and then go look at his numbers against literally everybody else. Like, it's crazy, the difference. The Tampa Bay allows a crazy amount of passing stats, crazy amount of points. Right now, yeah, the Chiefs, obviously, they're undefeated. My concern is more is going to be scoring points against that defense. I think that's where they're winning all of their football games. I'm not overly concerned right now about stopping the Chiefs' offense. They're not really posing that type of threat to me at this point in time. I think that game is going to be low scoring, and it's going to come down more to the big moments that you cash in on than it is racking up points. I don't see any of those. I don't see either of those teams, Rico, cracking 24 points in that game. I think that game screams to me like 24-20 type game either way. That's kind of how I see it.
And it very well could be, because I do trust in this defense. We face Mahomes multiple times. Right, we tend to know what's good with Mahomes, but I never sleep on anything Andy Reid and Mahomes need to do, because it's something against McDermott. It's against McDermott. So now maybe it's not a McDermott mind; it's more of a Babbage mind. Does Andy Reid understand what Babbage wants to do? Maybe that's why he says, "Yo, that's you." He knows my tactics. I'm gonna let you try to take over and do what you do. So hopefully we have a spark in that regards, and we see how it all plays out. But it's gonna be a fun game next week. Now, I do have a question for Arrowhead that's in here. When you see these Bills coming you guys are coming home to Buffalo. In any way, are you telling me that you feel that your offense won't be as potent against the Bills? I don't think that's going to be an issue. Andy Reid just happens to know what he's doing, and it's definitely going to be fun. But I'd like Arrowhead's thoughts on this. By the way, side note, the Jets are getting absolutely handled.
J-E-T, yes, Jets. It's over, folks. It's over.
Getting handled right now. I don't know what took place and what's happening here, but Sauce Gardner, I'm just about to play a clip for y'all. Sauce Gardner just got taken for a ride. Listen, I don't know if it's listen, that's what's going on with this might be it. This might be it for these boys, man.
Might be it. This is it.
This is it.
Get stuffed. Look at that.
Take my man for a ride. Get off me. Let me hop you over your ass. Come on.
God, let's go. Yeah. Good night. Good night, Jets. I hope you had a fun run. I hope you had a fun time this year. Nighty night to you.
Dude.
3-7 after today.
Side note. What do you do if you're the Jets GM? And this is the roster you have playing. Your defense is pretty much getting dog walked right now by Arizona Cardinals. And the Cardinals are a good team. Don't let anybody tell you they're not a good team. They're a good squad.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do as a GM? What do you do with that team?
Well, I'll tell you, Joe Douglas, you won't have to ask him that question because he won't have that job. He's gone.
Gosh, man.
He's gone. I don't know what they're going to do. The better question is what's Woody Johnson going to do? I don't know. Like I told you, I think that this Aaron Rodgers move has set this franchise back a decade. I think that they don't quite realize just how big of a hole that they dug themselves into here. They now have to get Exactly. Yes, exactly right. They got to climb out of this hole. They thought they were digging. They thought they were digging a tunnel to a Super Bowl. In reality, they were just digging a massive hole that they now got to try to find a way to climb out of. And it's going to take a while. They now got to draft a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback after Rodgers hangs it up. Maybe he plays again next year. Maybe he doesn't. But, man, I mean, they fired their coach already. They'll fire the GM. And they have a lot of work to do here. You look around the conference. If they ever want to get, like, at the end of the day, they got to win the East in order to be in some serious competition here, right? And they're not even like right now. They're not even close. The Dolphins right now, they look to be in the same boat. Their season will end tomorrow, so there's a lot of work to be done. By the way, back to the Chiefs point, I just wanted to say, the last thing I'm doing is disrespecting the Chiefs. The point was,
of course not.
The point was, in terms of strategy next week, I'm not as concerned about stopping that offense as I am finding a way to put up points the way the Bills have against that Chiefs defense. I mean, that Chiefs defense is cream of the crop, top tier, elite. And you can score on them. The Bills have shown that. But Spagnuolo, man, in that big moment, right? They have that play dialed up. Chris Jones is there, right? They have a moment that every game comes down to. Today's another perfect example. It was a 35-yard chip shot field goal, and they got 3 guys leap in the center to block the thing. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about Mahomes racking up yards. I'm not worried about Kareem Hunt going for 200. I'm more worried about, do the Bills have that one extra moment in them next week? And you know what? They have had that in the regular season numerous times against that team. I like the Bills next week. And if they can get healthier, if they can get one of those pieces back offensively, Cooper or Coleman, I'm going to feel real good about going into that game.
By the way, folks, little side note for you guys.
Yes, look at that.
First 8-2 start since 1993.
And you know what they did in 93, everyone.
What did they do in 93? What did they do in 1993? Folks, if you guys have been living under a rock, and for those that are in the prime, you mean, because I was young when in the 90s, right? In the 90s, I wasn't like a true Bills fan. I became a fan in the what was it? The one that they played Dallas Cowboys and they got trounced. And that's the year I became a fan. So I wasn't paying attention to the team like that. You feel me? But you go back and you start looking for those that were in their 30s at the time, like us in our 40s, when we're diehard looking at this one. Does this team kind of give you a little bit of hope that this might be that team that goes to the Super Bowl? 8-2. That's the first 8-2 start we've had in a long time. And we have an opportunity to go 9-2 next week against these damn Kansas City Chiefs. So kudos to the Bills. They're doing it. You got to give them credit. They're working it. And one game at a time is what they say. One game at a time. One game at a time. I wasn't even born, bro, though. There's a lot of young bucks in here. That's why I had to say, for those that were around and old enough to kind of know what they're paying attention and looking at. I'm talking to, folks like 1973 Bills fan. You know what I mean? I'm talking to my guy like Snoop Katarina, my man Jeff King. I'm talking to the OGs in this thing. You know what I mean? You guys know what it was like.
That was King's glory days right there. That was Kinger's glory days.
I love talking to Bills fans that were in my age group then, when they could really know. Because I would have loved to be, how dope would it be if the next 4 years you knew that your team was going to the Super Bowl? Bro, every year you're having a good time. The city must have been buzzing when the boys were ready to go to Super Bowl. Golly, it would have been dope to be in Buffalo at that time. You ask your dad. Your dad would have told you.
Yeah, he has. Are you kidding me? He loved it. How could you not? I mean, I wasn't around, so I have no idea. But from what he said, from what everyone said, man, I mean, that was like, they were the Chiefs. Right now, they just couldn't win the last one. But that's what they were. I mean, that's what they were. And they did something that I don't know will ever be done again. But you're at an 8-2 start right now. So obviously that's your best start in 30 years here. And they're looking as good, like we talked about Friday night. They're looking as good right now as they have ever looked under Josh Allen. So really, ever since those 90s, right? I mean, that's what they're looking like right now. We're talking about a 5-game win streak here, 4 consecutive games, right, of 30-plus points. The defense is complementing that point total with shutting down the other side in terms of stacking up points themselves. Today, that 20, like I said, I'm not giving credence to that 20. It's 13 to me,
Yeah,
right?
Me too.
The Dolphins, give them their credit last week. They played a terrific game. They scored their points. But you're holding the Jets to 20, right? And 7 of that came on a freaking Hail Mary, Rico, right? You got 10 points to the Hawks, 10 points to the Titans. Today, 13 actual points that weren't scored in garbage time. They're playing extremely balanced football right now. They're doing it with and without guys. I just think that the key to doing what they did in 93 and hopefully reversing the outcome of what happened at the end of 93 is just being healthy in the playoffs. This team healthy in the playoffs is as good as anybody in the dance, in my opinion.
Listen, I'm with you, and I'm watching the comment section, and even my man Juan Castillo says, I was 13 in 93. I remember dreading to go to school on Monday after the Super Bowl. But those were some fun years. I bet they were.
High school at that time must have been a blast, right? Must have been.
Could you imagine just walking around with your stuff? I love it. Actually, I got a petty moment. I was actually driving on the highway. Real quick story. Driving on the highway, and I noticed like this dirty license plate. This dirty ass license plate. I was like, oh man, your plates are supposed to show. And I get closer, and it's a Patriots logo on there. I was like, you got to be kidding me. And I got Bill's license plate right behind me. So
In Canada?
In Canada. I'm in Patriots territory. I'm right near Maine.
Yeah.
I'm keep jumping away from Maine, New Hampshire, all that crap, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, by the way, no disrespect to those that live around that area. Anyway, my petty ass, you know what I do? I speed up in front of them, pull over right in front, slow down a little bit, get a little of my plates. I'm gone. Yup. You ain't gonna disrespect me with those dirty ass plates. With the
you got the Bills logo on your car?
Hell yeah, I do. I got my license plate bracket. I don't do the stickers. Stickers is too much for me. I don't do stickers, but I just do the plate. I call it a day. But I gotta bring something up here, man.
Sure.
Because we're talking about the Bills and the Super Bowl, and there was a conversation, and I wanted to bring this up to you a little later, but this is a great conversation. So Andre Reed was having a conversation with, I believe, Sal Marinora. I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Mariana, I think it is.
Mariana. I like Sal. Sal's
great.
He's a guy that I enjoy.
OG, man. Sal's been doing it a long time.
He's not a fluff guy. He doesn't go with the crowd, man. I say it like it is, and that's what it is, right? So the question was regarding Jim Kelly and Josh Allen. Obviously, Jim Kelly, I'm a little older than you are, so I kind of know, the nuances of Jim Kelly, just like I was explaining, right? You're not too familiar. You just know what your pops is telling you and all that good stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you may not have a say, but some of y'all in this chat will have a say. How do you feel about this conversation being had with Andre Reed and Sal Mariona, whatever his name is, right? I don't know disrespect the guy. His name is
I think it's Mariana. Sal Mariana.
Mariana. Let's get it right. Sal Mariana. And here's the conversation that these guys were having.
I wanted to ask you about the Stephon Diggs tenure here in Buffalo. 4 years. Obviously, his numbers were incredible. The Bills had tremendous success, didn't win it all, but he really was an impactful player from a distance. As a guy who came in and broke a few of your season records, what did you think of his overall time in Buffalo?
If I had to grade it, it was probably a B+. I think the last year or so has really, took away from his impact here in Buffalo as a player. I think he really gets a bad rap to a certain point. Guys have done crazier things and way crazier things and weird things and all that, but they produce on the field. T.O. got a bad rap, but when T.O. played, T.O. produced and T.O. did the job. I just think he got a bad rap.
So you guys, back in the day, those early 90s teams, it wasn't always hunky-dory behind the scenes.
Oh, no.
There were a lot of personalities and dynamic. Can you make any comparison?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Then and now, I know we don't know a lot of the specifics with Stephon Diggs, and I'm not asking you to get inside his head, but you guys were able to work through a lot and get to 4 straight Super Bowls, I guess is my point. It kind of makes you wonder.
It's such a thin line. It's not like a real thick line where you can say this and that. It's so thin. You guys know we just had a total different attitude, a total different team, a total different organization. The game is a lot different. It's changed in a lot of ways. guys are really individualized more now than they ever been in the league. It's all about them to a certain point, the me kind of guy. We were like that too, but we were held accountable for how we acted off the field, how we acted.
So, and
I thought you were going to play the part about him.
I thought it was it, but I clicked the wrong one. But the point is, they were making a comparison. I'm going to find the clip and I'll play it. A comparison between Jim Kelly and Josh Allen, and the talent between the two. And I guess essentially, he didn't want to give up too much. He didn't want to give up too much and say, "Oh, he's poo-poo and he's that this side of the third." So would you call it disrespectful if he goes, "Josh Allen's great, but he got to win a Super Bowl first before we can talk about him being, better than Jim Kelly." I think I already know he's better than Jim Kelly, just based on what I've seen and what I see now, what I saw then, based on what I remember. But is it disrespectful, do you think, to say that you got to win a championship first before we can talk about y'all being two on the same page? How did you feel about that?
Well, for starters, every time I see Andre, man, that dude looks phenomenal. I mean, that guy has not aged. He looks the exact same as his playing days. Crazy, man. That guy. Guy hasn't aged a day. So he had said he's got to get to a Super Bowl, I believe. I think he said he has to get to a Super Bowl in order for him to be considered that. Look at one, Andre's sticking up for his guy, man. I mean, he goes to the Hall of Fame on the back of Jim Kelly, right? So I totally get that. Speaking of which, okay, Jim Kelly had a Hall of Fame wide receiver, a Hall of Fame running back, a Hall of Fame head coach, a Hall of Fame defensive tackle. Josh Allen, arguably, outside of not considering Von Miller, right, has never played with a Hall of Fame player. Maybe there's an argument out there if you want there to be for Stephon Diggs at some point. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to get there with Stephon Diggs. Maybe. But regardless, I don't think Josh Allen's really played with a Hall of Fame player. That team, half the roster is in Canton right now, right? Josh Allen, the player, I don't know if anybody could really sit back and visualize Jim Kelly and then visualize Josh Allen and say Jim Kelly was the superior quarterback. It's kind of like when you take Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. If you watch Patrick Mahomes, there's no way you can watch Brady and say that's a superior quarterback. But this stuff matters, right? You can't consider Patrick Mahomes the GOAT when Tom Brady's got 7 rings. You know what I mean? That's why you can't do it. You got to wait to see what happens. So in his point, you can't consider Josh Allen the GOAT.
I got the clip right here.
Bills football until he gets there. But I think when we're talking about the overall player, though, Rico, I don't think it's that disrespectful because I see what he's saying. But Josh Allen clearly is the better football player.
Listen, no question about it. If we put Josh in the 90s, I mean, Josh is the type of player that can play both in the 90s era and today's era.
He would have crushed in the 90s.
I think he would have definitely crushed in the 90s. Could Jim Kelly play in this era too? Absolutely. I'm sure he could. That's why it's hard to compare eras because every era is different. This was that back then it was a run heavy. You needed to have a Thurman Thomas back there. I mean, imagine Josh having a Thurman. I mean, like this.
Don't they always say that Wilt Chamberlain played against plumbers back in the day, right?
What's that?
Don't they always say like Wilt Chamberlain played against plumbers and mechanics back in the day? Like they always say that. You know what I mean?
You know it. I don't think it's any disrespect at all.
No,
I think it's just understanding what you got. This is and Jim Kelly would tell you himself, "Yo, this guy has overtaken. If you're a real true G, no, he is the deal." And he said it multiple times. He's the real deal, and I hope he wins it. I hope he takes the torch and wins it.
Of course,
and there's a lot riding on Josh Allen's back right now, right?
Dude,
it's just one game at a time, baby. One game at a time.
That those '90s guys, I've never seen anything like it. They are still all around. They still all live around the area for the most part. Yep. They are still die-hard Buffalo Bills fan. It is the coolest thing. You don't see that anywhere. So to think that he's hating on Allen or anything is preposterous, is insane.
No.
Nobody wants them to win it more. You think we want to win it? Andre Reed, Jim Kelly, Thurman, Bruce Smith, they want them to win it more than anything because then they finally get to see it come to fruition when they were this close. But what he's saying, I totally understand. Jim Kelly played in 4 consecutive Super Bowls. It'll never happen again. I think it's fair to say if we're going to crown Josh Allen, we got to see him get to one because we do this with everything else. Tom Brady wouldn't be the best quarterback of all time if he didn't have the rings, right? We wouldn't consider Mahomes the best of our era right now if he hasn't done what he's done in this amount of time. You have to have that I think that's why I value the MVP so much, because I want people to look back and truly remember Allen for being as great as he is. And I feel like history is going to look back if he doesn't have an MVP, and they're just going to be like, oh, well, they'll just kind of brush him to the side, and it's going to really piss me off. That's why I value the MVP. I totally get what he's saying, because you have a guy that went to 4 straight with this organization. I think the fact that Andre said he has to get to 1 just shows you how much he values how great of a player Josh Allen is. He didn't say he had to get to 4. You know what I mean?
Get to 1. And to me, him getting to 1 cements him. I think he's already the best quarterback that's ever donned a Bills jersey. And he's done that through great play. And he's got listen, man. Jim Kelly had to go through a lot of good quarterbers in his era. You had to go through the Dan Marinos. You had to go through these tough dudes back then. You know what I mean? Aikmans and all that shit.
Montana, Phil Simms. I mean, there's a million
all that stuff, right? So Allen's got his own. She's got a hurdle. He's got to try to take on Lamar Jackson. He's got to take on freaking Pat Mahomes, bro. He's got his hands full. So he's got the team in the right direction. I hope that people don't take it as hate. It's just, get to 1, and we'll love it. We will love it, every bit of it. What you talking this for? Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, it's my son's birthday today. He's 3.
Hey,
I mean, so is he around? I just want to bring him on screen. Yeah, it's his birthday, man. Not everybody. We don't get to celebrate 3 years old and be a big man.
No, you do not.
But
cake? What did he want? What did he want? Cake, ice cream? What's the deal?
The wife's going to go get him his little birthday cake. We're going to do a birthday party tomorrow. It's going to be a breakfast party. So we're going to have people over. I'm going to be on the griddle. I got my Blackstone, so I'm going to be flipping pancakes on the griddle. I mean, doing what I do. And then his little friends and people are going to come through and hang out and have a breakfast party. Yeah, I mean, so that's great. Birthday, man. Zakai's turning 3, man. He's rocking it right now. So he gives good luck today, because I brought him on screen today to give us good luck, and he did. So wish my little man happy birthday once he comes down here. There he is. Oh, he's got his PJs on. Come on, big man.
Look at the birthday boy.
Yeah, what's good, man? So what's up?
What up, Young Z? Happy birthday, bud.
Say go Bills, everybody. Oh, you don't want to talk? You don't want to talk? Okay, no talking.
He wants to take a quick bite of it. He wants to take a quick bite of the mic.
Putting your stuff all over PJ. All right, listen, happy dance. Happy dance. Happy dance. The Bills won.
Look at that.
Happy dance. Okay.
3 years old, man. That's the best. My nephew's 3 years. I just love that age so much, man.
They're great.
The funnest.
You get some cake? Okay, say cake.
Yeah, he does.
You get some cake.
I want cake.
There we go. We got it.
Love it.
So we're back on it.
Well, that'll be fun. I like the breakfast theme parties, man. The breakfast theme, underrated.
Nothing matters. The Bills won. We're 8-2. We haven't been 8-2 since freaking 1993. I don't know what I was doing in 93, but I was up to something. But here we have it. You know what I'm saying? So Bills 8-2. Here's my question for you, Bob.
Yep. We're
going into this week. We pretty much got out of this game unscathed, other than obviously Kincaid. I don't like.
Well, what do you? I know Spencer Brown didn't leave, but I'm hoping that's going to be fine too. Can't afford to lose him for any.
You saw the injury, right? He tweaked his
ankle, I think.
Hopefully it's not bad. We'll get Doc to touch on that. This upcoming week, I don't want to talk about too much, but we got to. It's Chiefs week. We've had this game. We have it circled on our calendar every freaking year, and the NFL does it on purpose to put it around this time of year. This time of year, you know what I mean? Where for the most part, teams start separating from others. How confident are you feeling? And this goes for the chat. How confident are you guys? And for any Chiefs fans watching, how confident or not confident are you in this game coming up against these Chiefs at home?
I feel I'm confident. I'm confident. I think Josh Allen in the regular season against the Chiefs is what, 3-1 in the regular season, 4-1, is it?
Something like that.
I think that these two teams play each other exceptionally well every time. They're kind of built to go up against one another. That's why, like, when the Bills play the Ravens and you got Derrick Henry, like, the Bills might not be built to stop that. Not many teams are. I don't really know if any team is. But the Bills are they've been built up to compete on the same level as the Chiefs. I mean, I'm more confident than I've been seeing. I know Walt's not feeling great about it. I've been looking at the chat throughout the game here, and or throughout the stream here, and I've been seeing a lot of people are very not confident very unconfident going into this game.
Mm-hmm.
My confidence level is there. I think that the Chiefs are beatable. And I also don't think the Chiefs.
Buffalo Fanatics, what's going on? This is Pierre the Kingpin. And I wanted to talk to you today about Cigars International, which is the ultimate destination for premium homemade cigars. Known as the industry leader, Cigars International offers the largest selection, unbeatable prices, and a customer service experience that's second to none. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned vet, Cigars International makes enjoying cigars easy, approachable, and fun. Cigars International is the go-to retailer for all things cigars, with the biggest selection of premium homemade cigars available anywhere. Cigars International offers unbeatable deals and discounts, making it easy to stock up on your favorite or try something new without breaking the bank. With fast free shipping and their 100% satisfaction guarantee, you can shop with confidence knowing that Cigars International stands behind every order. They have good relationship with vendors that helps provide great low prices. Whether you're new to cigars or a seasoned pro, Cigars International makes it easy to find the right cigar with helpful guides, staff reviews, and expert advice. It's not just about cigars. Cigars International also offers a wide range of accessories and more to elevate your smoking experience. Check out the great deals every day at cigarsinternational.com. That's cigars, CIGARS, international.com. Use code FANATICS at checkout for 20% off your order of $50 or more, plus free shipping. Or visit www.cigarsinternational.com/fanatics, and the discount will automatically apply. Again, use code FANATICS at checkout for 20% off your order of $50 or more, plus free shipping. Or visit www.cigarsinternational.com/fanatics, and the discount will automatically apply.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key, and that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Are going undefeated. We talked about this the other night. I just don't think that they're running the table playing the way that they are. When the Patriots ran the table with Randy Moss, that was maybe the greatest offense in the history of the NFL. They were putting up 40 points a week, every week. Brady, I think Brady, well, he won the MVP that year. I think he had he had 50 plus touchdowns or something in that year. They were going nuclear that year.
Yeah.
The way that the Chiefs are playing, I mean, I can't knock it. It is unbelievably impressive the way that they find a way to win week after week. I just don't think they're playing a style that's conducive to winning the entire slate here. I also think that the remaining schedule, if you look at it, this is the game that the Chiefs are set up to have their toughest time with. It's in Buffalo, right? They're coming off a game, 2 games now that they were one play away from losing. It's starting to feel like something's got to kind of crack here a little bit. They're getting ever more closely to losing. And I just think that right now, the offense for the Chiefs, I don't know if that's coming in and pouring on points against these Bills. They haven't really done that against anybody. This defense has done a terrific job. They're a top 10 scoring defense, right? I'm confident in their ability to win. I'm not sitting here saying they're going to win it, but my confidence level, I'm not looking at this game and saying I think this is a guaranteed loss. Regardless of what happens, Rico, I would be stunned beyond belief if either way that this game isn't within one score, win or lose. That's how I see it.
I totally see it. I believe it or not, I have a lot of confidence in this defense. I really do. I do have a lot of confidence. It's this offense that's got me kind of effed up a little bit because you have a good solid back in James Cook, but sometimes James Cook will disappear. And all of a sudden he reappears again. And you're like, and then by the time you look at it, you're like 120 yards, but how'd you get all that? Right? And it's like there's no consistent flow in that. And it's not even a poo-poo on James Cook. It's the offense altogether. You have games like this that Josh Allen pulls no touchdown passes, right? But we win. We put up 30 points, right? So a lot of this is going to be dependent on the defense, on how they control Mahomes, right? We've got to be able to not let this game get out of hand, but we haven't. This team is too good defensively to let the game get out of hand. And we're as healthy as we're going to be. Like, who's banged up on defense right now? I think we're as healthy as we're going to be. Bernard is back. Obviously, we're missing Milano, but we've been missing Milano for the year. So we have the squad. Defensively, we're as healthy as we're going to be. Let's go. I'm ready for this. It's the offense that I need to, like, y'all need to show up. Y'all need to show up. Defense is going to do their thing. Offense, y'all need to show up. So Keon and Amari being hurt, and now they have D-Hop on top of that. It's like, bro, man. Listen, I'm excited for it. I'm actually pumped for it. It's what is it, a 4 o'clock game?
4:25. Dude, this is my favorite week of the year.
Game?
And to those who are not confident, I'll just say, losing the game, it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. The Bills have beaten them multiple times in the regular season. It's the inevitability is they're going to have to see him in January. That's the one, right? But this is the perfect. What I love about this game is you kind of get the read of what that could look like in a couple months. Like, you get the feeling out. These Bills have beaten them. They have a winning record against them, a better record than they have against the Bills in the regular season. I don't think there's any reason to not be confident. I understand a lack of confidence or a diminished amount of confidence based on not having Cooper or Coleman. I have to think Cooper plays, right? But what I'm happy about is we get this game out of the way, and then it's the bye week. The bye week's coming at a perfect time for these Bills because it's right before their schedule really starts to heat up. You got the Niners, you got the Lions, you got the Rams, right? But I just think that these Bills, if they play the way they played today, like, Allen cannot miss that throw to Kincaid and can't have that first pick if they want to beat the Chiefs. But if Allen plays the way that he's been playing 90% of the season, these Bills 100% have the ability to get the job done on Sunday. No question about it. No reason to not be confident, in my opinion.
You want this from Walter?
I couldn't agree more with Walter. He's saying you guys are really underselling what's arguably, I don't think we're underselling it at all, by the way, but I agree with what he's saying. He's saying arguably the best defense in the league we're about to play. Our defense isn't even the 4th best defense they've played. That defense, no question about it. This will be the toughest task this Bills offense has had. I just don't know if the Chiefs aren't going to put up enough points for the Bills offense to be facing an insurmountable deficit to overcome against that terrific defense. I think that this Bills defense, I don't know where the lack of confidence is coming from in this Bills defense going up against this Chiefs offense. I don't, you know what I mean? I think that this Bills defense is more than capable of putting up a good showing against these Chiefs this upcoming Sunday. I'm not underselling that defense at all. That, to me, that's the difference in the game. I'm far more concerned about the Chiefs defense right now than I am the Chiefs coming into Buffalo and putting up 35 points and rolling.
I totally agree. And I'm going to tell you right now, when you look at this Chiefs defense, I don't think anybody is scoffing in any way or form against this defense. Spags got this defense always playing hard. The defense, look at this Broncos, and we can't even sleep on the Broncos either because, like, look what the Broncos did today defensively. But
great D.
The defense, look, like they won the game on special teams with a block punt, knowing what's at hand here. Most times you make a push, but you're hoping for the kicker to miss. These guys blocked that damn thing to get this thing going. So you give these boys some credit. Is solid as ever. There ain't nobody sleeping on these Kansas City Chiefs for sure. I'm looking at their ranking. I want to see where they rank defensively because I'm curious to see where they rank in the league. Because you said, they're top 5 defense, would you say?
I don't even care what their numbers say. I don't care what it says. I know for a fact that that's the best defense in the league right now, the way that they're playing.
I mean, maybe they're not as good as we think, and they've just been getting off the hook. Right?
So right now, just by the way, to those people who are nervous about this game, the line is out. The betting line is out on this game.
Already?
Yes.
Jeez.
Go ahead. That's what you think it is.
Oh, my gosh. So listen, 2.5.
The Chiefs are a 1-point favorite. This game is essentially a pick 'em. This game is
1
point favorite. So to everyone who's nervous out there, I understand it. You got to be. This team's rattled off, 15 consecutive victories? I understand the apprehension. But I'm telling you that this game is going to be within one score, win or lose. There's no way in my mind I can see it going another way.
You got the number 4 scoring defense. They're the number 14th rushing offense. They're the number 10 scoring offense, and they're the number 10 passing offense. That's what we're heading into.
But you want to know what the difference between the Bills and the Chiefs is right now? The Bills' turnover margin, that could be the difference. The Chiefs turn the ball over. And, that's where I hope that this spell that Josh Allen's currently under right now, the last couple of weeks, kind of goes away.
So the Chiefs were the number 4 scoring defense. The Bills are the 8th scoring defense. We're the number 17th rushing offense. We're the 16th passing offense compared to their 10th. And we're the 4th scoring offense. Mm-hmm. So we about to get busy, baby. It's going to be a good one. It's always a good one with the Chiefs. That's the thing. It's always a good one. There's no chilling watching this game. Ain't nobody going to be sitting here going and watch a game like this. Ain't no way. You're going to be on edge, crazy, heart rate up, heart rate down. That's just the way these games go against the Kansas City Chiefs. For me in this game, I don't give a rat's ass who wins this one. Don't care. I don't care if we get blown out 60-0. I really don't. Why? Because it doesn't matter. We drop this game, we go to 8-3, right? Then we go on to the what matters is when we hit them in the playoffs. We always do well against them in regular season. Good, la-di-da, right? But playoff comes down, they find an edge. They find a way to win. I'm damn all that. Take that regular season one, all you guys want. I'm ready for the one that really matters in the playoffs. Now, if we take that one in regular season, I'll take that too. But I'm not going to be like, oh, we're such a bet. Nah, bro, have it. Because I know I'm going to see your ass again. We have what? We're about to be a 5-game lead in the AFC East. Essentially, we could wrap this bitch up in the next 2 weeks, even with a loss.
God, like I told you. Ben wrapped up. Ben. I mean, my God, this thing is all the way. This thing's a Christmas gift that someone bought back in April. I mean, this thing's been waiting to go under the tree for a month now. I mean, it's incredible. You know what I know it sucks, though, about this game?
Good point, by the way, Signified Notes. Listen, if you want that number 1 seed, and I guess we're still playing for it, but I don't really care if we get the number 1 seed or not. We just got to get it done. It's great if we do, but at the end of the day, we still got to face the Ravens. We still got to face the Chiefs. We still got to face these cats. The Bills could maybe lose one more game if they want any hope of the 1 seed. That's where it's at, because their schedule is a lot tougher than the Chiefs down the stretch. I mean, the Chiefs have played some dogs, up until now, and they've won each one, right? They've beaten the Niners. They've beaten the Ravens, right? They've beaten the Broncos or the Bengals, the Bucks, who are a potential playoff team. But you want to know what sucks about this one is if they're just able to get that field goal off today, next week would have been for the 1 seed. And you really would have had a legitimate, for sure,
a legitimate blow-to-blow type conversation about who's going to get that 1 seed.
And the butterflies would have certainly rolling.
I cannot wait for that game, though. It's the best week of the year. But today, my dad, we had this conversation. I'm interested to hear about this from you. He was nervous today about I was a little bit too going into it. I thought that Flacco was going to bounce back after looking terrible last week. He did not. And, I thought Jonathan Taylor would have a bigger day. Once again, I don't know what it is, but the second half, this defense, when it comes to shutting down your top guy, they seem to do it every time. Jonathan Taylor disappears completely in the second half. But my dad was even when the Bills were up by 10, my dad was still nervous. Did you get that vibe today? Because it just felt like to me that the Colts were never. It wasn't even what the Bills were doing. It was the fact that the Colts they never looked good enough to me today to be the winner in this game.
Agreed. There was no worry in my eyes, and even before the game, I knew Joe Flacco's going to have to beat us. And I don't think Joe Flacco's good enough to beat our defensive backfield. I think our defensive backfield is pretty solid. I'm not saying it's the best in the game, but it's pretty damn solid. And we're very opportunistic, right? If we have an opportunity to take the ball away, we're going to take it away. We're opportunistic that way. It was about stopping the run. And I knew that McDermott and Babbage were going to create a game plan to slow down the run, because there's only so much you can do to control a guy like Jonathan Taylor. And he still got his rocks off, 120 yards rushing, but he had 58 of those in the first half, right? A big long one off of one rip.
Oh, yeah. And I think he had almost 100 in the first half.
Yeah, he had 100 in the first half, but that one 58-yard run was kind of what kind of inflated his statistics. Because in the second half, after that 58-yard run, it was all right. It was okay.
That was their only legitimate scoring drive of the game, touchdown drive of the game, you know? Right. And it was because of that run.
Was I ever worried about, I don't know, I'm not sure. No. Defensively, I knew that we were dialed in, and Joe Flacco was going to have to beat us. And he's not good enough to beat this defense if we stop his run. Now we can pin our ears back, essentially getting after him, and that's why those 4 sacks came in. That stood out to me. What would you say, if you recall, your turning point of the game? And this goes to the chat as well. What was it in the game that was the turning point where you knew it's a wrap, ain't no way it's over with?
As crazy as this sounds, the first throw of the game for the Colts.
Really? That early?
If you're going to throw a pick 6 on the first play, I'm settled in. I knew what the vibe was going to be right there. When he threw that ball, I mean, I don't even know what he was thinking. It went right to Teron Johnson. It was in that moment. And I know that, oh my God, Aaron Rodgers just got strip sack fumbled on the 10-yard line on 4th down. They are getting destroyed by Arizona. But no, I'm not kidding, Rico. In that moment, I'm thinking to myself, the Colts, are they good enough to overcome that, right? Are they good enough to overcome spotting the Bills a 7-point lead? Now, to their credit, they came back and took the lead, right?
That's why I never kind of like, oh, that's enough, because like it was too early in the game. How often have you seen teams go up large early?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they lose in overtime at the end because it was too early. You got too early success. To me, I didn't care, because at one point it was the Colts were up 13-10 at one point.
I'll say, you know what, though? The one big thing to me where I felt really comfortable was their ability to get that field goal before half. That really made me feel good. To get those extra points before half, I just thought that was big. The ability to overcome kind of blowing that lead a bit, that to me, I felt really good right after the pick 6. Like that really set the tone for me. But their ability to go and get those points before half also really made me feel confident going into the second half and their ability to hang on to the game.
So for me, and I'm with Laura, the strip sack by Greg Rousseau.
Oh, that was huge.
That to me was, okay, call it in. It's a wrap. We got this. That strip sack came at a perfect time, opportunistic time. And that was like he was ready to get that fired off. That's when it pays off to be 6'7" with a wingspan of Shaquille O'Neal, right? You come in and you just take that thing away, and Hamlin comes in. And it's funny because he was just talking to the reporter, the commentator dude was just talking about DeMar Hamlin and Joe Flacco. DeMar Hamlin with the recovery. Joe Flacco getting stripped by Greg Rousseau. Absolute turning point of the game. Loved every bit of it. We got Walter coming in and says, hey, that 4th down call on our own 30 was probably the ballsiest call in recent time by McDermott, especially given the game script with us having the lead. How'd you feel about that fourth down? Go for it.
Once again, my dad texts me, he goes, I hate this. I go, the Bills are more automatic at the tush push than the Eagles ever were. That play, Allen with a 1 yard, needing 1 yard, sign me up. I don't care, Rico, if they're at their own 1. I'm willing to do that every time, every single time. I had no problem with that. And once again, it just shows how far McDermott's come. Like 2 years ago, he's punting that football. He's done such a great job in trusting Allen to get that. And why wouldn't they? Today was the first time all year they haven't gotten a 4th down. And what are they now? They're now 12-13 on the year, or 11-12. They've been damn near automatic with it. So if it's a 1 yard situation, I don't really care where they're at in the field, Rico. Sign me up for putting Allen in that situation, because more often than not, they're going to get it.
And you gotta, as a coach, you gotta look at. I'm looking at my players' eyes. I'm looking at my players' body language. If it's 4th and 4, and my quarterback goes, we're gonna get it. The players play the game, and I can live with that as a coach. I can't live with it if my guy goes, Coach, I got it, and I don't trust his ass. Hey, get that off the field, man. We're punting this thing. I don't trust you. All right. But when you got Josh Allen and Josh Allen says, yo, I got this, and we're on our own 30, I trust that we're going to get it. And the old line gets it. They fight hard for Josh. If they knew it's a sneak, hey, fellas, I ain't got to tell you shit. Do what you got to do. Let's roll, right? You love to see it. We're listen, on 4th down alone this year, Where now, because we were 100%, we're what, 9 for 10 or 10 for 11?
I think it's more than that. They were 2 or 3 today. I think they're now like 11 to 12, I believe, on fourth down. And the one they didn't get today, Rico, I didn't love that. With the 3 yards to gain, I would have taken the field goal there. And I know hindsight's 20/20, but you just missed Kincaid on that pass, and it felt like they were trying to overcompensate for missing that throw because they knew it was 6. I probably would have taken the field goal there. What I'm talking about here is the 1 yard situation. Nicky, sign me up, baby. No, I am. Dude, if I saw them trot out there on their own 1 to go for it, no one would be freaking out more than me. I know. I'm totally capping on that. It's crazy. But I love the 1 yard situation every time. That 3 yards to go, though, I probably would have taken the field goal there. Because that really swung momentum back into the Colts' favor. They didn't get it. And then they go from should have having a touchdown. Okay, you could have had 3. Then all of a sudden, Colts are going down the field, scoring a touchdown and tying this ball game up. So, but in those 1 yard scenarios, Rico, sign me up every time. Every time.
I like it. How'd you feel about this play today?
I mean,
I watched this. I was like, yo, is this guy throwing punches? Like, what's he trying to do? Until I got the slow-mo, I was like, okay, he's trying to punch the ball out. He's trying to do what he can to punch the ball out. But, yo, I know the ball was a little higher. It was a little higher when I saw you try to reach for it. But, bro, after that one, you ain't getting shit from here, bro.
No, to me, that's the perfect visualization of why you do what you do on that play every time. Because look how frustrated these Colts defense is. Like, that's what you got to do to try to stop Allen. It's hilarious. Like, look at that. Like, it's just this offensive line. And that's why the penalties are pissing me off so much, because this offensive line is so great. The only thing that's been standing in their way is the stupid mental stuff. That's the only thing that's been ticking me off about the offensive line, because they're getting in their own way. When it comes to actually playing, they've been phenomenal. But that moment right there, how about the moment? You want to talk about a tide turner? The fact that they gave the Bills the ball on Corrington's fumble there on the kickoff. I don't know what was going on that play.
What do you mean? Hold on, let's talk about it. What do you mean?
I don't know. Huh?
You thought they didn't earn that ball back?
I don't know what happened. I don't know how the hell they saw him get the ball. That scrum lasted a full 3 minutes.
That's why you got to get in the scrum. I don't care if you're the last guy in. There's freaking 20 guys in the scrum. You're 22. I'm getting in there, and I'm 21. I'm getting in there, and I'm trying to find my way, because these officials don't know anything. They're trying to pull people apart. These guys are grabbing at the football. You have guys doing this. You have guys doing this, trying to sway you. That's why you got to get in there. Apparently, Alec Anderson's the one whose leg was it behind? It was behind someone's leg.
I don't know. It was crazy.
It was Cam Lewis. Cam Lewis had it tucked in behind his leg. So he's on his side, and the ball's on this side. So you got to twerk your torso to try to get it. Alec Anderson was like, bro, give me that. And there's people punching to get through that. The refs took like a whole minute and a half to try to sort through that shit. Oh boy.
That would have been, if they lost that ball, that would have been so big, because that was right off of them scoring off of the they had just scored and they had just taken the lead. That could have really flipped the game. Thank God they got the ball.
It would have been a bad one for sure. So I mean, listen, at the end of the day, I'm comfortable with how the game went. It was nice to see another unit take over instead of, Josh having to put the cape on and do what he's got to do. Defense stepped up and they needed it. Taron Johnson, to me, player of the game. Got to give it to Taron. He had a pick 6 on top of that, and he was defending the football, man. This guy was doing solid today. Love to see it. Let's get into some super chats, man. We got some people.
Yeah, let's do it.
We got my man Frank Martorana sends us some love, showing us some love. So Frank, if I don't know if you had a comment, if you just want to show us some love, we appreciate that. We got Dan Echo.
Dan, appreciate it, bro.
Danny boy comes with a super chat. We appreciate you, Danny. Danny says, yo, sloppy but scrappy win. 30 points, banged up, and ain't easy.
No doubt.
Defense bailed us out. Josh Allen, 17. Congrats passing the juice. Oh, yeah, that's right. He did pass the juice today.
Oh, that's the rushing touchdowns.
Rushing touchdowns. Kansas City, of course, they block the field goal block. It's crazy. Won't be playing for the number 1 seed, but we'll hand them their first L. I'll be at that game. Oh, my boy, Dan. Yo, have fun at that game. That's
no doubt.
Are you going to that game?
No, so next week, my brother-in-law's bachelor party is in Nashville from Thursday to
Here
Sunday,
we
bro.
go.
I got to get on a flight from Nashville back home on Sunday at 6 a.m. to be back in time for the game. So I'm not gonna be there. Unfortunately, I'm bummed.
Listen, it is all. You're lucky it's a freaking 4 o'clock game. So
I know. Thank God, I'll be back plenty of time. But my main man Gary, he had to pick that weekend of all weekends. He couldn't have picked the bye week the following week. It would have been absolutely
right. Pick the ball week. Frank comes in. Okay, there you go. Frank comes in and says, "Fellas, better to win ugly than to lose pretty."
Hell
Would
yeah.
you rather be a KC or Cincy right now? Rest up. 3 big games coming, and he's absolutely right. We got 3 huge upcoming games coming up, man. Massive. You got the Chiefs, then the bye, then the Niners, and then we got the Rams. And the Rams, you cannot sleep on the Rams. That freaking Stafford is something special, man. You can't even hate on Stafford. Can't call him old. He's not doing it. That boy's still a baller.
Healthy Puka and a healthy Cup too, man. That team's way better than you think they are because they were without them for weeks.
Would you say these next 4 games will tell you all about what these Bills are about? Or do we already know what these Bills are about?
I think we know how good these Bills are, but if you want a true test of what playoff football is going to look like, look no further than the next 4 weeks. I think the Lions are going to the Super Bowl in the NFC. You have the reigning NFC champs in the San Francisco 49ers with Christian McCaffrey, who is now back, played today. You, of course, are going up against the back-to-back defending champions this upcoming weekend. And then the Rams team that, when healthy, they can beat anybody, anywhere. So I don't think it makes or breaks my idea of what I think about the Bills. But if you want a true regular season simulation of playoff football, you're about to get it over the next month here.
It's going to be crucial. These next 4 games, to me, forms what we think of this Bills team. I don't care what you've seen from week 1 to week 9. Don't care. These next few games are going to tell you. Because, I mean, I'm not saying, who do we play? These teams are right now. Cardinals, they're vying for a playoff spot. You got to give it to them. They're fighting.
By the way, they just went up 31-6 on the Jets. Kyler Murray just went silly mode on him. He literally tap danced on him just now into the end zone.
Kyler Murray should have his name in the conversation for MVP as well. I'm just putting it out there.
He's having a hell of a year. He's having a hell of a
year. He's healthy and he's got himself some weapons out there. Bro, watch out for Arizona. But anyway, so we beat the Cardinals that have aspirations to make the playoffs. Okay. We take the Dolphins out, Jaguars out, Ravens playoff team, Texans playoff team, and we lost to both those teams. Okay. Jets, done. Titans, done. Seahawks still fighting, but they got a losing record right now. Dolphins, done. So, right, and then we just beat the Colts that are bottom tier. So those games were good to just get ourselves conditioned. But these next 4, Chiefs, Niners, Rams, Lions, that's going to tell me who this team is. And if I'm capping, let me know. But that's going to tell me who this team is. You're going to face Chiefs and Pat Mahomes. You already know what time it is. Super Bowl champs. They're trying to go for the 3-peat. So they're coming to play ball. Okay? And they already hate Josh Allen. They think Josh Allen's the biggest shit talker ever. I think they're probably one of the most people that said this guy talks a lot. He's overrated. I bet it's some of these guys on that squad, right? Then you got to play the Niners. The Niners are getting healthy. They got CMC. They're getting CMC back. If he didn't come back, they got CMC. They got George Kittle. Purdy's a nice quarterback. He was in the runnings for MVP last year. They know what's at stake here. Cardinals are on their nips, and so are the Rams. They know what's up. That's a playoff team, and that's a Super Bowl team. Okay? Then you got the Rams. You already have a Super Bowl winning quarterback on that squad. He knows what time it is. And you got Puka back, and you got my man Cooper Kupp. And then you face the freaking Lions. Fam, it's going to tell us all we need to know about these games.
You essentially, right there, to me, you could have a simulation of the either divisional round or the championship round in the AFC. And then you, to me, would have the simulation of the Super Bowl should the Bills get there. I don't know who's beating the Lions in the NFC. I don't.
I mean, listen.
Phillies right now is the only team I think talented enough to do it. I don't trust San Francisco this year. They're not playing well enough.
Don't sleep on Arizona either, man.
I'll sleep on Arizona. They're not going to the Super
Bowl. I'll sleep on Arizona.
No, Arizona's feisty. You know what? They're coming up. Next couple years, I think Arizona will be will be fighting for the West. And now that they aren't right now, they're leading the West right now, I believe, the division. But they'll be around there. You know what's crazy to me right now, Rico? How bad like 3/4 of the league is right now. It's bad. Like some of the go look at these records right now.
I'm looking at
outside of the top, like look, outside of the top of the NFC and the AFC, Rico, like it is bad. Hey, by the way, don't rule out the Steelers. By the way, they just can't lose. They can't lose again today.
They look good.
Yeah,
they look good, boy. So let us take a look. Let's take a look, see, because I'm very curious to see how these
that division. Look at the East. Hey, by the way, how about them? How about them Chicago Bears? Woof, woof. Oh, holy hell.
Wolf is right. Les incompetents is what they are, but terrible. Can't listen. Let's go to the NFC because you mentioned something. Who's touching the Detroit Lions? The Vikings are.
No, dude, Rico. The Vikings. They scored 4 field goals today and barely beat Mac Jones.
I don't care. They're gonna bring a little bit more to the Detroit Lions.
No.
So Detroit, Vikings, Philly.
Yes.
Then you got Washington that took a tough loss today, so you can't really sleep on these guys. Then this is where it gets a little muddy. Green Bay, Atlanta, Arizona's in there. They're gonna be 6-4 by the end of this. And dude,
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, dude.
Wow. Let's go to the AFC. You got KC is a juggernaut, man. Juggernaut. Baltimore 73, Pittsburgh 72, Bills 8-2.
And then it just dies. It just dies. Look at the bottom end of that freaking.
It goes like this: Chargers, Denver, Colts.
So the Chargers are about to be 6-3. They're rolling right now. They're gonna win.
Who knows what these boys?
The Bengals, we talked about it the other night. I think that they find themselves in.
Are they playing the Dolphins today?
No, the Dolphins play the Rams tomorrow night.
Oh, the Rams. Okay.
Yeah.
So who the Texans got?
Oh, my God, tonight, dude. It's going to be great. Texans, Lions. And it's my favorite bet of the weekend. Lions -3. Lions -3.
Lions -3. I like it. But take a look at this, man. Take a look at this. So, essentially, let's take a look at this, man. Mm-hmm. Playoffs. I mean, we're going to look into the playoff implications a little later, because I'm going to go to the NFL website and go from there. But man, it's a nasty one. It's a nasty one, folks. It's going to be something else. But and listen, we've got more things to talk about. We do, right? But for the most part, those 4 games, it's going to tell us a lot. It's going to tell us a lot. It's going to tell us a lot. My man, Led Robster. What's up, Rob? Says, yo, my reactions to this game. He says, number 1, Allen played between mid and buns. and we still got 30 points. Number 2, Taron Johnson gets the game ball for the chaos he caused. I totally agree 1,000%.
No doubt. And Flacco. Flacco gets an honorary MVP ball from me today because he helped us out. Joe Flacco.
And number 3, my man, Led Robster says, BF is the best YouTube channel.
Stop it, Len.
Listen, this is where you open your shirt up and you let people know what's up.
Someone said earlier I got something on my nipples. I got tape on my nipples. I don't know where that's coming from.
Oh, you got what do they call those things?
Pasties
or whatnot.
The hell is that coming from? The hell is that?
Women wear those when they want to may have a sexy look. Are you feeling sexy right now?
Always am. After a Bills W, I'm always feeling sexy after a Bills dub.
I like it a lot. Jeff King. You want to take Jeff King?
Of course I do. What's the Kinger saying? Love some of these blogs. The Bills may be 8-2. They may beat Kansas City next week. What's it matter? They will lose in the playoffs to Kansas City. Listen, folks, you kick a door or a head enough, eventually you break through it. Go Bills. People forget. You know how many times it took Peyton Manning to beat Tom Brady in the playoffs? I think it took him like 3 or 4 attempts to do it. Like Jeff's saying, man, you knock on the door enough, you're hoping to God eventually that door opens up. And That's why this week's super fun. We love this game every year. How could you not? But you also play this game knowing that this is just the practice round. This is the practice round. And you know inevitably you're going to get the real round in January, and that's, of course, what matters the most. But what I love about this weekend is you're going to get a real good vibe of what this defense is going to be bringing against you, because that, to me, right now, that is the biggest difference maker. I mean, Kansas City's defense right now is the reason that they are undefeated.
I'm 100% with that, and I'm rolling with that. Let's go to Signified Nose.
What's he saying?
Tom Brady's supernatural luck has passed to Mahomes.
Yeah, I'm wondering if someone in the Chiefs organization paid Tom Brady like an incalculable amount of money to have whatever like seance thing he did to have his career, and then he teleported it or he kind of like his soul, like he opened up his mouth and the soul like zoomed out of his mouth and went into Mahomes. Right. I don't know. Definitely, I could see it. Like something had to happen there because it's the same shit. It's literally the same thing, and it just transferred from when he left to them immediately. Like
it's crazy. I mean, listen, you think that we played enough Tom Brady that he would have passed a little bit on to us, for crying out loud? But
hey, he passed a little bit on. Well, we're now the Tom Brady of the AFC East.
Maybe he gave us Phillip Rivers. He threw some Phillip Rivers on us. I don't know what's going on, but I rebuke Phillip Rivers. I want some championships here.
The last thing we want to be compared to is the Phillip Rivers Chargers, because the Bills get compared to them a lot. You know, Chargers, there was a year the Chargers had the best offense in the league and the best defense in the league and didn't make the playoffs. Like they were the most cursed team in football. Oh, God, believe it was I forget the year. It might have been 2009, something like that. It's a real stat.
Be cursed or not, I think the Bills are the biggest cursed team ever. You go to 4 Super Bowls and you lose all 4 of them.
Oh my God, yeah. But the Chargers is the last team you want to be compared to.
For sure. Lyle Robinson, he says, "Yo, the recap with Rico and Bot. Ooh, I like that.
Ooh, I know. We as you can tell, we gave up on deciding a name, so it's just Rico and Bot. As you can tell, that's what it's been for the last few months.
Yo, the recap though, I like that, man. The recap of Rico and Bot.
I do like that because it is the game recap. I like that. I also saw he had said the reboot. I believe Lyle had mentioned
the reboot. I mean, shoot, we can fuck with that too. Tony Clifton sends us a super sticker. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Jonathan Bill says Cardinals are putting an ass whooping on the Jets, and right now,
don't just say the Jets. Don't just say the Jets, Rico. It's the Jets. Jets. And today, folks, was the denouement. I think this was the official denouement, Rico, today.
Denouement.
And the denouement for weeks now for these Jets. I think today was the official denouement. They are getting I just saw Aaron Rodgers. I don't even know how he's going to be able to walk out of the building today. Every time I look over, he's getting destroyed by this Cardinals defense, who's not very good. Cardinals defense is not very good.
All right, Aaron Rodgers is 12 for 20, 84 yards, 4.2 yards a pop. He's been sacked 3 times.
Oh, my God.
Breece Hall, I feel for you, brother. If you came to Buffalo, it would have been a better fit for you. But
10
for 52. Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall are your leading receivers. Devontae Adams, 2 for 5. You should have stayed your ass in Vegas. You should have stayed your ass in Vegas. 2 receptions for 5 yards. If I'm Devontae, I'd be looking at, we colluded for this. You called me to force my trade for this? Bro, come on.
I can't get enough of it. I just can't get enough of it.
Dude, Jamian Sherwood is having a game. 15 tackles today. They're just getting worked. Kyler Murray's
Robert Saleh. What do you think Robert Saleh is doing right now?
You want me to tell you what he's doing right now?
Yeah, yes. You think he's got a cigar going, like a glass of brandy, just having the time of his life? Because that defense has fallen off a cliff since he left.
Unbelievable. That goes to tell you he was trying to mitigate a lot of things while he was there, and y'all thought it was just as simple as moving on from Robert Saleh. He lost a locker room. No, Baylor, he did not lose a locker room, bro. He did not. Yo, Kyler Murray is 21 of 23.
Go off, King.
260 yards.
Tell him.
He's putting work on them. Trey Benson, they got over almost 100 yards rushing on this defense. James Conner, bro, it's like the numbers are not astronomical. It's nothing crazy. Nobody's really going off. It's the Jets shoot themselves in the foot.
They're
shoot themselves in the foot. I tell you right now, they're 4 for 9 on third downs. Ugh, I can't even looking these guys up. Boy, I'm moving on from these guys. Unbelievable. All right, let's go to the next. Jonathan Bills, I appreciate that. Signified Note says focus should absolutely be on stopping Kelsey and slowing down D-Hop. Run game puts up numbers, but on Russell Westbrook, watch the Westbrook efficiency. Listen, Kareem Hunt, you can't sleep on Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt was a late addition to the Chiefs. He's got over 500 yards rushing right now. I believe he's got 500 yards rushing. Yeah, if my math serves me correct.
I mean, once again, this is what they do so great. Like you saw, D-Hop was the reason they won the Bucs game, and Hunt is definitely getting he's getting his mojo back going. And Kelsey last week too, 14 catches. So that's why today was shocking to me. I can't believe I know the Broncos defense is damn good, but 16 points, that's crazy.
No, that's pretty nuts. But let's move on to the next one. We got Arrowhead says, it seems like we play our opponents. We play to our opponents. It's mind-boggling. He says, it's a full team effort now. Biggest deception is Mahomes. Everyone thinks 15, but it's more the defense and situational football.
100,000%. And Arrowhead's always keeping it 100, man. He is dead on right now.
He's honest.
That defense right now, Steve Spagnuolo, they should build a statue of him outside of Arrowhead, the way he's been coaching that defense, man. That is right now the reason. If they had a middle of the pack defense, Rico, I think the Chiefs right now, bare minimum 2 losses. That's how good that defense has been.
We got our guy, the Pullout King. What up, Pullout? It's been a minute, man. He goes just chipping in to say, go Bills and get healthy, Coop and Coleman, because we need you back. You damn right we do.
Preach.
Absolutely. Richie says, yo, boys, let me in, man. Let's go. I'm running through a dry wall, bro. Listen, just wait till next week, bro. Save that energy. Wait till next week. Chiefs got lucky. They're getting humbled at Highmark. Oh, I like that. The humbling at Highmark. We'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. My man says, boys, I got a feeling about 59, man.
Richie's been feeling it, man. Richie wanted to fire the whole staff a few weeks ago, and now he is locked in on the ball. Locked in.
Fire everyone.
Locked.
Listen, everyone's got to be locked in because it's going back. Texans get Nico back today. That's going to be a highly anticipated game, so this will be cool.
I'm interested to see how the bounce back looks for the Texans. They have not looked right without him at all. They have looked very shaky without him, and they looked bad. They looked bad against the Jets. I mean, you're watching how bad the Cardinals are beating up on the Jets, and Houston laid an egg against the Jets. They were terrible. So I'm interested to see tonight the bounce back with Nico Collins.
I got Ian Fravo says, as a Bills fan, I enjoy watching this channel called the New York Jokes because it's 2 miserable Jets fans reacting to the Jets games. Can't wait to see their reaction to this game.
I've seen that on YouTube. Yeah, that's great.
What is it?
It's a channel. I think it's just 2 dudes who react to all the plays in the game.
Okay,
and it's their channel's literally called the New York Jokes.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Pop up every now and then.
I like
hey,
it.
at least they're embracing it. You got to. You can't be in denial about it.
Oh man, the Jets are looking absolutely atrocious. But anyway, folks, before we get out of here, man, what is your final takeaway from this game? Because I mean, there's not much really to talk about. Really, it wasn't eventful. It was a game to get through and get going.
That's exactly how I thought about this one. Knowing the injuries, I just wanted to go in there and get the W. That's what they did.
Get it, get out. Simple as that. And then what we'll do is I want your thoughts, your final thoughts, and then we'll kind of run through some of the scores of the games and your thoughts, and then we'll call it a night and enjoy the rest of the evening. I got to go enjoy my birthday.
Man, you got to go get the little man his cake.
For sure. So your final thoughts.
Final thoughts for me. 1, the defense, man, take a bow. Impressive all the way around, top to bottom, a full game effort by this D. And they really dictated the pace of the game. They controlled the outcome of this game. They were 90% of the reason why the Bills won today and won the way that they did. But above anything, this was a game that I just wanted to go in and get the W. I did not care about the optics of this game, knowing that Cooper and Coleman were out. We've seen the effect that this offense has had without Cooper. We knew it was going to be twice as difficult without Coleman as well. My biggest takeaway today, above, of course, what the defense did, the ability for this team with a mediocre day from Josh Allen, without Keon Coleman, without Amari Cooper, Rico, 30 points. And this is a defense that isn't the best, but they're not a sieve. And they still were able to get to 30 points with half their offense, essentially, through a dominant defensive performance. This team continues to show you that they can win in different ways. They can win on the ground. They can win with Allen playing his superhero style. They can win with Allen kind of taking a step back and letting other guys do the work. They can win through the defense. They can win in a full game effort, which I think last week you kind of saw. Like this week, the defense really stepped up. Last week, the offense really stepped up. The defense was having a real tough time against Devon Achane. The offense put together 3 consecutive touchdown drives. Today, the offense without Cooper and Coleman weren't really able to get a great passing game going. The defense made play after play after play. You're just watching this team week in and week out find ways to do it. But above anything, my biggest takeaway, the most impressive thing, 30 points in a game where it just felt like they had no business reaching 30 points. That was an amazing feat accomplished today by an offense and a team collectively that did not have their best roster out on the football field. No, I know that's what I'm saying. Like, including the pick six, like this team's ability to get to 30. Because like if you're getting to 30 in a game, Rico, your odds of winning the game are very likely. If your goal every week offensively or just collectively should be to get to 30. So my point is that they're finding ways to do it. Like the offense was banged up today. They got that additional touchdown right off the bat from Teron Johnson. I just thought it was an impressive collective effort to be able to get to that point without your best roster out on the field today.
Walter seems to, I get what Walter's saying, to be honest with you. So I'm with you, Walter. Says, let's not act like we went against the juggernaut offensively, and we're not. I think you know this, Walter. Don't be trying to come in here and acting like we throw in shade and we think that this team is legit and we killed a juggernaut. We know we didn't. We simply said, I'm just glad we got out of this with a win and we got out of here because it just needed to happen. But these games are one of the sneaky ones. If you look over past them too soon, you get caught with your pants down. We're not saying that they're trash.
That's the thing, Rico. Like this is what I don't like about this. And I get what you're saying completely, Walter, but I don't think we're acting like that. At the end of the day, though, great offense, mid offense, bad offense.
Yep.
They had 4 sacks and forced 4 turnovers, and they could have forced like 7 turnovers. It felt like a couple of drop picks. They had that amazing knockout fumble that they weren't able to get on. Like I understand the offense isn't great, but they still made the plays necessary to win the football game. You don't think the Ravens right now wish they made the plays necessary against the Browns or against the Raiders? You don't think the Bengals wish they made the plays necessary against the Patriots, against the Chiefs in a 1-score loss, against the Ravens twice in a 4-point margin of defeat in 2 games combined? These Bills, and it's an underrated factor. I understand it's not the most impressive opponent today, or it's not the most impressive opponent against Tennessee or whatever. They dominate and they get it done where almost every other team in this league finds a way to crap themselves in one of these games, and it puts you behind the 8 ball. It'll affect your seeding. It'll affect the divisional standings. I know not for the Bills this year, but for the Ravens, certainly. They're now behind the Steelers because of the 2 games they should have won that they didn't. These games matter just as much as the next one, and they find a way to do it every time. I don't think anybody's taken away today the fact that the Bills are overly elite on defense because they turned over Joe Flacco 3 times, but today was their opponent. They couldn't change that, and they dominated him. And I can't take anything away from it. I loved it.
And can't take away. And here's my takeaway for this game. It's just nice to know that the defense can give the offense a bit of reprieve and say, I got you. Let me take the ball away. Let me hand it back to you. Let me give you as many opportunities as possible to put points on the board. And let me show you that if push comes to shove, we can really get after it and stop and game plan for certain. And I know people are going to say, but he had 121 yards. Take away that 58-yard run, folks.
Yeah.
He bottled up Jonathan Taylor. Call it what you want. He had a 58-yard scamper. Take that away, and he was pedestrian because we focused on him all night, and we took that away. And Joe Flacco had to try to win it for his team, and he couldn't.
We knew Jonathan Taylor was going to have an impact on this game. We knew there was no way he wasn't going to get to 100. But what you just said is perfect. He had the majority of it, and we're not sitting here saying, "Oh, take away that play," because the play happened. You can't take it away. But that was the only legitimate touchdown drive that team had the whole game, and you knew Jonathan Taylor was going to have an impact. In the second half, he didn't do anything.
And
so I
that's
thought it was a great job.
And that's why you got to take totality of the game. Don't look at just the box score, because the box score, you can say 121 yards, man, he ripped y'all. But if you really watch the game, did he? Nah, he didn't. He didn't rip anything. Actually, none of them ripped anything. It was just dumps here and dumps there. But when you're down, to 3 turnovers, you have no choice but to try to air it out and keep your team in the game. And that's what they had to do. And the defense did their job. They took the ball away. We continue to keep with the theme of taking the ball away and giving it back to Josh Allen, and let's roll. One more thing, a couple more things actually before we get out of here. Walsh says, I see the Steelers winning that division. Lamar in his career has struggled against the Steelers. That's going to be a fun game to watch. But I want to
play each other twice, those two.
I know. I'm looking forward to that. Check this out. I want to show you a little clip here. This, and as a fan, you feel for guys like this because we've all been there. This is a Denver fan that's going and watching.
That's good sports. He's got a great channel. Great channel.
Great channel.
Lutz warming up on the sideline. Oh, my God. We're going to upset him. Assuming we can make this kick. Nothing is guaranteed. Please. Oh, God, please. Will Lutz.
We've all been here.
Oh, God, yeah.
When you want your guy to listen, 13 seconds left on the clock. Guys, please just kick it in the end zone. Get everybody back. You squib kicked it. What?
Exactly.
Gosh.
Do not miss this kick. Will Lutz. Oh, I don't even know if I can watch it, guys. Come on, Will. 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 No! 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 Oh, blocked it! They blocked the goddamn kick! Are you kidding me? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, my God, no!
I feel him.
I'm not even a Broncos fan. The same.
I feel that. I feel that.
I give up. I give up on this sport. What the fuck?
Man.
They blocked 35-yard field goal. Oh, my God, I'm done with football.
That hurts.
Yeah, those are the moments where you just never want to watch again.
It's deflating. He's emotionally drained.
Oh,
look at him.
That moment.
That's one of the worst losses I've ever fucking lived through.
Oh yeah. It's that moment right there where you feel like they're gonna win the Super Bowl. When you make a play like that,
God.
Dude, when the game comes down to you have to block a kick or lose and you block the kick, think about how insane that is. And like we talked about earlier, it wasn't like it was a 60-yarder. 35-yarder, and they blocked that thing right off the leg. Crazy.
Unbelievable. I was trying to look for any last minute if there's anything that Coach McDermott had to say in the locker room, but nothing's come up, so I'm gonna leave it at that. So that's it. Anything else we want to share there, sir, before we get into it? Because I just want to run some scores here.
Just needed to go in there and get the W today. That's exactly what they did. Great W, 8-2, first or best start in over 30 years here. Going into a huge game next week, then the bye, and then a massive slate towards the end here. So you wanted to stack these wins as much as you could. And today, without Cooper, without Coleman, man, these guys hung 30, defense dominated. Great W today, and you got to be feeling great about the vibe and the momentum the Bills are building in different ways here heading into their toughest stretch of the year.
I totally agree. I'm with you, and I'm going to leave it at that. A couple things here. Eagles are just trouncing the Cowboys 28-6. Are you surprised?
Nope.
Perfect. Jets are just getting whooped by the Cardinals. Surprised?
I just saw on the same amount of pass attempts, Kyler Murray has 270 yards and Aaron Rodgers has 92 yards in the same amount of attempts.
There you go. How about
Crazy.
that? Obviously, the Lions game tonight, that's going to be a nice one. Chargers are up 27-17. Are you shocked? Actually, they won 2017.
Nope.
Gus Edwards. Why the hell does Gus Edwards get all these? That means, I definitely lost my fantasy game. Anyway, Giants lose to the freaking Panthers. Daniel Jones is done. Here's my question for you. Does Joe Shane and Dable get fired after this season? I heard that they're coming back, but after losing to the freaking Panthers, bro, how do you do that?
Unbelievable.
You're the owner. Are you firing these guys or are you bringing them back?
Yeah, I'm firing everyone. But the problem is, I don't want to fire Dable, but I think I'm at a point now where I need to just relaunch everything. I'm getting rid of Daniel Jones. I'm firing Joe Shane. I'm firing Brian Dable, and we're doing a whole reset. You have to. This team is abysmally bad. Like it's just awful. You cannot lose to the Carolina Panthers. And they did.
It's awful. By the way, we just played the reaction of that.
Never forget it.
We just played the reaction of that poor Broncos fan, and let's not forget we were in a similar situation against the Broncos. Do you guys recall? Do you guys remember?
It's so funny when you brought that up. This is the first moment I thought of when you were saying we've all been there. This is what I thought of.
We've all been there. Look at this. Look at this mess. I couldn't believe it.
That pass interference was such oh my God. Just threw it up for grabs and they got a flag.
We were so mad after this. I was drained.
This was, dude.
The neighbors, they had no timeouts. Remember?
The neighbors texted and asked if I was okay. They heard me fall to the floor.
And the miss. Let's go! On who? He said,
5-yard penalty.
Wow. Yo, dejected.
Oh my God.
Oh, what a moment. Listen, we've all been there. Like we said, we've all been there. Look at him. He's distracted. Even if they missed it again. See, he's already out. He's out. He's out.
That was, dude, I thought our season ended that night. I thought it was over. 5-5. Think about it. At this point last year, that was week 10. That was the same week as this week, right? 8-2 right now compared to 5-5. How about it?
He said, "This poor Pierre guy, whatever happened to him? He's alive and well. He's right here."
Oh my gosh, that was so bad. I'll never forget that, man. I will never forget that.
Guy, whatever happened to him? Is he still alive? Yeah, he's here.
He's thriving. He's thriving, baby.
He's thriving. Anyway, Panthers, Giants. Listen, I like Dayball.
Same.
But you decided to give Daniel Jones that contract. You could have been out of that shit.
That's why Joe Shane's got to go.
Yeah, you decided to say, I can fix him. And then you let Saquon Barkley go. And Barkley said something that was crazy. He said, now that I'm paid, now that I have security, you're going to start seeing me do hurdles all day type of shit. That kind of tells you, like, yo, you should have paid me. I would have gave you this effort, which is wild at the same time. Crazy, Bears. Oh God, the Bears lose to the Patriots 19-3.
Dude, they are bad. That Hail Mary ruined their whole. It's over. I mean, they're done.
Apparently, Taquan Stevenson was doing this again to the sideline again. They caught a still shot of him talking to the sideline. Dude, did you not learn? That's the type of shit that gets you cut, my guy. Anyway, Patriots 19-3. They beat the Bears. Bills take care of the Colts. Broncos, 16-14 loss to the Chiefs. The Saints, they beat the Falcons. What the hell, Falcons, man? Y'all are a weird squad, man.
Weird squad.
The 49ers barely beat the Bucks, and they got a scuffle on the sideline.
Yeah.
To boot. Anyway, Steelers 28-27 win over the Commanders.
That game was crazy.
There was a guy that was talking shit online, and he goes, "You guys think the Commanders are going to win? You guys think this and that third?" And he was talking big shit. It went viral, and he actually, he has reason to talk shit now. And the Vikings win 12-7 against the Jaguars. What the hell was that? What the hell was that? Anyways, game of the week.
That must have been the worst game of all time. I don't know how anyone could have sat through that. Mac Jones started for the Jags. I think Sam Darnold had 2 red zone INTs. They had 4 field goals to win the game, Rico. 4 freaking field goals.
Dude, that's freaking brutal.
Hey, Caroline's in the chat from the wedding. Caroline, what are you doing on the stream at the wedding? Caroline's at a wedding right now.
Yeah, well, clearly she's having a good time at the wedding. She's not.
I know, what the heck? Yeah. Get out there and shake it, Caroline. Come on.
Love that girl. I love how we're the team to be the first to beat the Chiefs. Let's get it. Hey.
Hell yeah. Listen, dude, this will snap. They have the equivalent now, a win streak that's the equivalent of almost running a full season. I think they're at 15 or 16 straight games now. So this would be a huge win for the Bills. That's a massive streak that they're on.
Caroline says she's vibing right now.
Hell yeah. I love it. Go crazy, Caroline.
Dorothy says, "Hey, Z-Bot and Rico." Well,
Dorothy's hot and cold on us. I think
I'm
she
waiting
hates
for.
us.
I'm waiting for what Dorothy has to say.
I want
Dorothy,
Dorothy to call in.
if that's your real name,
I want Dorothy to call in one of these times.
she ain't gonna call in, or he ain't gonna call in. Talking about.
I don't know what's going on with Dorothy.
What's that?
I want a face reveal though.
All right, listen, folks. I gotta go. I gotta go give cake to my man.
Go sing happy birthday to the young Z.
Let's go have some cake. Let's go have some cake. We're gonna have some cake. Tell everybody you're gonna have some cake. So we're leaving now.
Cake time. Cake time.
Oh no, he says, oh no.
He wants his cake.
Okay. All right, folks, we gotta go. We say go Bills. All right, he's out of here. All right, folks.
Hey, everyone.
30-20. We kick some butt and we're out of here. Caroline, have a great time. Dorothy, Cap, you ain't never gonna call in. I'm waiting for it though, but we'll go from there. So we're gonna have some cake, and I don't even know how we're gonna give this guy some cake, and he's gonna go to bed. It's not happening. So,
I love it. I love it. Bills W, baby. Thanks so much for tuning in. Nearly 2,000 in throughout the stream. We love each and every one of you. Enjoy the W. It was a good one. Bills 5 straight, 8-2, and next week it's the big bad Chiefs. We can't wait for it. We'll talk to you throughout the week here, folks. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Enjoy the week until we see you next. Much love as always, and go Bills.
Go Bills. Let's go.
If you're a custodial supervisor at a local high school, you know that cleanliness is key, and that the best place to get cleaning supplies is from Grainger. Grainger helps you stay fully stocked on the products you trust, from paper towels and disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Plus, you can rely on Grainger for easy reordering, so you never run out of what you need. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you're a podcast host, listen up. This one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle. And I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.